Hey guys, and welcome to a Mega Man 11 video guide where I, ShadowRock, am going to inform you about how to unlock everything in Mega Man 11, including those pesky parts in Dr. Light's lab, which is the majority of this video. Speaking of, let's begin there. As you know, you can buy a variety of support items and parts in Dr. Light's lab to upgrade Mega Man or otherwise help you out on your journey. Many of them that are unlocked from the moment you start a new file include the 1-up, energy, weapon, and mystery tanks, super guard, 80 and beat calls, tank container, buddy call plus, auto charge chip, energy dispenser, shock absorber, energy balancer, and spike boots. Phew, that was a long list, but now let's get into what you came here for, the unlockable parts. The only unlockable support item is, oddly, the Pierce Protector, a franchise staple item which saves you from instant death to spikes but damages you instead. The item unlocks once you die to spikes 5 different times. It costs 50 screws and you can hold up to 3 at a time. The Buster Plus chip is something you unlock pretty fast since you only have to fire 500 Mega Buster shots, or 250 shots in newcomer mode to make it appear in the shop. The chip itself will make Mega Man's Buster shots 50% larger, making it more likely to hit the target. It does not increase damage dealt however, and it will run you 300 screws. For another 300 screws, the Power Shield is basically super armor, reducing the amount that you are knocked back when you take damage. You will unlock this one once you have taken 200 damage total or 100 damage in newcomer mode. Once you buy the standard energy balancer that automatically recharges the weapon with the least amount of energy when you pick up a weapon capsule with the Mega Buster equipped for 100 screws, you can purchase the upgrade making its debut in Mega Man 11 for the first time, the Energy Balancer Neo. For 250 screws, it will recharge all weapons when you pick up an energy capsule rather than just one at a time. This thing is a must-have, especially with how much Mega Man 11 encourages you to use special weapons to their fullest. Here's an upgrade that will put Sonic the Hedgehog to shame. It is the Speed Gear Booster. Once you have activated the Speed Gear 50 times or 25 times in newcomer mode and spent the 300 screws to buy it, you will now be able to move at normal speed even while the Speed Gear slows down the world around you, allowing you to get from point A to point B even faster while simultaneously making platform sections a breeze. Too slow, more like you're too fast. The cooling system is another double gear system upgrade for 300 screws. It reduces the gear gauge cooldown time by 50%, allowing you to use the double gear system twice as often. Once you have used the double gear system 100 times or 50 times in newcomer mode, you will see this in the shop to purchase. Now we have the catcher parts. There are 3 different ones for screws, energy pellets, and weapon capsules. Each one will increase the chance that the particular item is dropped by enemies by 30%, with a 50-50 chance of the item being a small or large version. Each of these catcher parts will set you back 500 screws, but you can only equip one of the 3 at a time, so choose wisely. The prerequisite for unlocking the screw catcher is quite simple. Simply boot up the game on a Saturday, or set your system clock to a Saturday, and this one will be waiting for you in the lab. The energy catcher is unlocked once you have reached a game over 10 times, so go jump into an instant death trap that many times until you get it. Lastly, the capsule catcher. This part in particular has eluded me for the whole review period until I finally got the Prima strategy guide and looked it up. And for good reason, as the unlock condition for this one is actually quite ridiculous. To unlock the capsule capture, you have to deplete the special weapon or rush energy gauge 30 times or 15 times in newcomer mode. That is a lot of special weapon usage. That's basically your entire arsenal times 3. But that will do it for the parts that you can unlock during the course of the main game. A lot of the requirements to unlock parts seems to revolve around you doing certain things in gameplay, like activating gears a lot, using the Mega Buster, dying a lot, or using special weapons a bunch before you're given access to the parts that the game decides that you're going to need. I can see where the developers were coming from with that, and many of the parts that you will get will just come to you by playing normally. But there's a few instances where the requirement is too high that you would literally have to go out of your way to try to unlock, like the capsule catcher. The problem is the parts that you don't have unlocked will show up as a question mark in the shop, and there are no hints to the unlock condition given to you at all. So if you don't have a guide, you pretty much have to guess and hope that you unlock it eventually. So most people playing this game for the first time is not going to unlock everything on the first playthrough. And you may never actually unlock everything unless you know what you're doing. Which isn't necessarily great game design, is it? But that's how the cards were dealt, so hopefully this video will help you unlock the rest of those straggler parts. With that rant out of my system then, we do have two highly expensive post-game parts at 3,000 screws each to talk about. And yes, by post-game I do mean that these two parts will only unlock once you have beaten the final boss. And unfortunately the post-game parts can't be carried over to a new save file. They're only usable in a save file that you have cleared, indicated by a star next to it. And it makes sense why these parts are post-game only, because man, these really break the game. Cooling System Infinite allows you to use the double gear system without expending the gear gauge. Even the ace in the hole double gear technique can be used infinitely as long as your health is low enough with this part equipped. So there you go, infinite double gear usage. To further saw the game in half, the Awakener chip allows Mega Man to use all special weapons and rush without expending any weapon energy whatsoever. So yay, free special weapons too! Yep, have fun spamming special weapons and double gears to your heart's content. That is, once you've grinded enough screws to buy these. A grinding spot I would suggest is a few screens into Dr. Wily Stage 2, with the conveyor belt and infinitely respawning lyric enemies. Just be careful with the Shimo Bay that also respawns. Powered up Acid Barrier or Tundra Storm with Screw Catcher equipped is recommended. And if you get the Awakener chip first, you can just spam special weapons all you want. Okay, there's two more unlockables to talk about. We got Challenge Mode and the Gallery, which is like a database of all the enemies in the game. You procedurally unlock all the entries in the gallery and additional challenges, plus the usable special weapons in Challenge Mode, as you progress through the main story. After beating the game once, pretty much everything is unlocked with two exceptions. Under the Boss Rush and Dr. Light's Trial tabs in Challenge Mode, you will find two question mark options, and unlocking them is simple, at least on paper. Clearing the standard boss rush for the first time will unlock Mega Boss Rush, which is the same thing but on superhero difficulty, meaning Blockmen will drop a ton of bricks, their speed will increase, and so on. The next unlock requires you to complete all 30 rooms in Dr. Light's Trial. Yes, I do mean all of them. Even though only clearing 10 rooms will get your score on the leaderboards, it will not unlock the next challenge. And this is why I say the unlock is simple on paper. Because Dr. Light's Trial is easily the toughest challenge you will face in the entire game. But with enough perseverance and getting good, you can complete the trial and unlock Dr. Light's Trial endless. As the name suggests, it's just the same dirty rooms from the previous trial, but on an endless loop to see how long you can survive. Kinda underwhelming and definitely not as exciting as the endless modes seen in Mega Man 9 and 10, but there it is. And that will do it for all the unlockables in Mega Man 11. Have fun and good luck on unlocking everything in the game, and for more on Mega Man 11 and everything else Mega Man 2, stay tuned to ShadowRockZX. Until next time, rock on and have a great day everyone.